Hello everybody, it's Nathan from Access and I'm here with Dave.
Hello.
Dave, we went to Paris.
Yeah.
That's not what you're seeing on screen. What you're seeing on screen is the map for Watch Dogs. This is the map of Chicago. Because the first thing we wanted to show you today, we've got a few Watch Dogs videos coming up because we played it in Paris, that was the point in that bit, is that we're going to drive from one end of the map to the other, or more accurately, I am going to do that. This was me driving, while on your screen you very kindly had a map up so I didn't have to switch between them.
Absolutely.
And you were telling me where to go. So we do miss out. There's 5 wards in the game, and I think I accidentally miss out 1 or 2 of them, but I tried to drive through them all.
We got slightly lost at one point, but it's fine. Well,
you know what I mean? Like, this is like when you go on holiday and the person with the map just sends you the wrong way. Here, for instance, this was the first wrong turning that we took.
I disagree.
And check out how we get close. So we're right in the top, I should say. Top left-hand corner of the map is where we start.
Northwest, if you will.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Or yeah, sure.
Good bit of driving here, Nate.
Well, I wanted to like do some. I thought we were going to cut other footage into this. I was like, it's going to be fine. I wanted to do like the sideways shots to make it look cool, but I, you know, obviously wasn't good enough at driving to do that. So this is when you were like turn right, and I was like, isn't there a lake on the right-hand side? You're like, yeah, just go fast. And this is
worked out fine.
This is why it was the wrong way.
So you wanted some cool stuff, and here's
this is I guess this is reasonably cool.
Cool.
So yeah, we start in the northwest corner and we drive down through kind of Mad Mile and the Loop. We kind of wanted to go through. That's like the big downtown area, the built-up bit. When everyone says Chicago, that's what they mean. You can see the skyscrapers in the background that we're heading towards, and then we go through. Down on the west side of the map, we kind of head down south through the kind of residential area and then into the ports at the end, where I'm sure when we get there, everyone is going to be very impressed with the way that I came to a stop.
Absolutely, and how still intact your car is.
Do you know what? I was slightly worried that the car would go on fire by the time I got down there, which is why sometimes I use the brakes, which is, you know, it's embarrassing for everybody. I'm sorry I had to use the brakes, but I thought rather that than have to do the video 20 times.
And we should say, Nate, like, I think just hopefully it will come across. I felt that Chicago and Watch Dogs was a really deep, interesting city with loads of different stuff going on. It felt really cool and very like distinct district. Well,
we had like a video on our channel when we did our Watch Dogs week. We had an interview, and the community, our audience wanted to know, you know, how nice that looks. Like. Yeah. But just they wanted to know how big is the world, because I think that's something that everyone always wants to know when there's an open world game. And the guy from Ubisoft was like reasonably cagey about it. He kind of said it's not a huge world, it's a deep world. It's like the land mass, isn't it? But it is big. It's thick. I mean, we did a video for GTA 5 when that first came out. Similarly, we tried to drive around the map. Yeah. And it took almost exactly the same time as it took to get from one end of this map to the other. And this is, I'm not saying it's bigger or smaller than GTA 5, but it's certainly comparable, you know, and like the level of detail in the world is really what gives an open world, you know, interest and scope.
I'd argue that there might even be more going on here in this city than in GTA 5. But
yeah, I mean, like in this downtown area is like just flipping packed, unbelievable. It's
incredible,
and it's got so you can also ride boats or get on the train as well. As you can see the kind of L train above you there in the loop. Yeah, hard right, Nathan said. And so I guess if this is your first look at Watch Dogs, I wanted me to look left or right then to show you the river, but I didn't because I was scared of crashing. Then one of the things you'll notice as you walk, as we drive through here, is the square comes up a lot, and the square prompt is basically anytime that pops up, you can hack something. And with your phone, and it will activate it or trip it in some way. And a lot of the time, obviously when you're driving around, a lot of the time it's traffic lights, so that's kind of connected to the city's grid, and you can affect that. I was in the habit of just turning the traffic lights every time I went through them, which often ended up with traffic piling into the side of me. But obviously when you're in a chase, you kind of get a little prompt and it says, you know, if you time it right, you can neutralise the police as they chase you.
That's extremely satisfying, isn't it, as well? And you quite often, when you do neutralise a pursuer, you get a nice little slow-mo replay cam.
And you get the little, look at that guy. I mean, that is bad driving.
Bad. I hope you honked then.
I don't even know, but I imagine it's pressing in one of the sticks.
L3, I think.
Ah, damn.
Yeah.
I should have done. I want to go back and do it. So now we're heading over to the west side of the kind of. Again, what is he doing in the box there? What is he doing in the junction area? We're heading down to, I think that's the finance building you can see in the background. We're going to have another video about the real life locations of Chicago, because so much of it, I mean, it's like a really interesting amalgamation and condensation of the real Chicago.
As someone who's been to Chicago, I believe you have as well. It's very recognisable as Chicago. Like like you said, they've sort of boiled down all the things.
The things
that
I can
make
remember are the
Chicago.
river, the park, and the Willis Tower, and that's
Yeah.
basically what's in this city. Like all this, and the train.
Yeah.
And also in our locations video, it rains relentlessly, which is also what I remember from being in Chicago.
Yeah.
The
stadiums as well.
So, I don't know. We're gabbling over this, but hopefully it's getting a sense of how pretty and detailed Chicago is. This is just the central bit of the map. We're about probably halfway down the map at this point.
Yeah.
Now crossing the river. There we go.
This is obviously just one road. It's not like we've driven around the whole city here. We tried to take sort of a central route through all the districts.
Yeah.
There's loads and loads, obviously, coming off the side of all of that.
We do have more kind of gameplay as well that we will be showing scattered through our other gameplay videos that are coming up over the next few days. Like I say, of trains and of boats. Motorcycles are a great way to get around.
You really get to see Aiden's excellent coat physics.
Oh, the flapping.
Flappy jacket.
Yeah.
On the bike.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah. I was going to say he's a happy flapper, but it didn't really mean it. But then I said it anyway. My car is in a bit of a state here.
I've driven with you in the real world, and this isn't unlike how you drive.
I'm a confident.
I think that's fair.
Confident driver. Yeah, I think that is fair. I know what I'm doing.
So this is more of the we're getting towards the end of our route now, aren't we? This is sort of the southwest kind of industrial area. The car's not looking good, Nath.
No, did you see that guy again? Just came right through the junction.
I'm surprised you didn't get out and hack him.
Well, I was on a timer.
Hack him up.
I had to get to the end of this. I wanted to get to the end of this ride and show everyone the world. But obviously you can see the buildings are smaller here. And this isn't this isn't a residential area. I think I mostly skipped. I think when we came across the bridge, that was right at the south end of like the residential part of Chicago.
Yeah.
And that's nice. It's like gated communities and streets of houses. And obviously this is more of a kind of an industrial. And now we're down into the ports. There's a bridge. Very tempting to raise bridges as you're going over them. That's how I ended up in the river for the first time.
It's incredibly tempting just to hack everything, isn't it?
Yeah.
As you learnt to your cost, I saw a little bit of footage the other day where
my
you just
first bit of me playing the game.
Hacked an exploding
I
like
just
vent
died.
that you stood right next to.
Immediately just exploded myself. So here's my stop coming up. I think you'll be impressed.
Oh, nice.
I wanted to do like
and then hide in the car.
I really wanted, I wanted to do like a really cool handbrake turn and then stop. So there you have it. There's our first look at the giant world of Watch Dogs. Stay tuned to access this week in particular for tons more stuff like that, and subscribe to us because we're nice and we deserve it, don't we, Dave?
Yeah,
that's right.